On this week's episode of Bayou Wild TV,
Anybody that's ever been to Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night knows the excitement there. But I tell you what, it was well matched by the excitement we saw with a couple of guys going on a wild hog hunt.
Yeah, I really didn't know what to expect. I mean, we came out here on the airboats. I mean, we tore them up. It was fun, real fun. They're shooting still.
I was just sitting here looking, saw the two pigs, started shooting, missed the first 3 shots. I was like, well, dang, that was terrible. Reload another shell, miss again. But luckily at the end, I was able to hit them. I'm Whit Weeks. This is Tigers in the Wild, presented by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Global Outdoors. Find your next adventure and share your experiences with others by downloading the Global Outdoors mobile app or visiting globaloutdoors.com.
Every day, we strive to preserve traditions that have spanned generations.
Around every turn of the bayou, Mother Nature reveals unique people, places, and experiences.
And the bounty of animals and fish. Well, in Louisiana, we just call that lagniappe. I'm Don Dubuque.
I'm Chris LeCoq.
I'm Captain Martha Spencer. Join us as we document the adventure,
Sportsmanship,
and heritage that make us Bayou Wild. This is another episode of Tigers in the Wild. Today, join us with a couple of brothers who are going after some wild hogs.
for West and Whit Weeks, life has always been a balancing act between sports and the outdoors. These brothers grew up east of Atlanta, in the piney hills of Watkinsville, Georgia. They excelled in high school sports and always cherished time with family in the outdoors.
When I was real young, I played linebacker, running back. Then once I got to high school, I started off as a safety. And then once I started to get a little bigger, I started moving down to linebacker and then played running back, receiver, tight end.
I started off, I was at UVA for my first semester of freshman year. And then after I played my freshman year there, that's when I transferred to LSU, and it's been all uphill since then. It's been a fun ride for sure.
Now, as Louisiana transplants, these young men are living out an opportunity not many get to experience, sharing the field as NCAA athletes in Death Valley as linebackers for the LSU Tigers.
I mean, we always compete everything we do, whether it's video games, shooting basketball in the yard, everything we've done our whole lives, we've always been competing.
But today, they're taking a break from the gridiron for a Bayou Wild experience they'll never forget.
Some of my first memories are going out there with my dad just after school and fishing, throwing the baseball. Being outside a lot as a child was kind of where I got into all of it.
I mean, I've been hunting and fishing my whole life. My grandpa as well, my dad, my brothers. I mean, we lived pretty much, there was not much to do in our town, so we'd always just go hunt and fish, ride four-wheelers, stuff like that.
I'm Wes Weeks. This is Tigers in the Wild, brought to you by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer.
There's nothing quite like the Louisiana outdoors. Known for its mystique and natural beauty, sometimes there's no better place to clear your head. John Deere products from Sunshine can help you do just that. From the woods to the field, every view is better from behind the wheel of a John Deere. Ask your local Sunshine dealer about our current promotions, or learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
One of the reasons why Double D has been around for 50 years is because we are consistent with what built the business. And we go to great lengths to make sure that when you bring a deer or a hog or whatever it may be, your meat stays your meat all the way through the process. But we want to be as true to the original intent, which is a local meat company. And that's something that we want to maintain for as long as the Lord lets us do it.
Become a supporter of the Louisiana Wildlife Agents Association today by visiting supportlwaa.org. Browse the selection of exclusive gear, including t-shirts in a variety of colors and styles, plus hats, koozies, and more. Gear up today and support the LWAA.
Good morning. My name is Derek Ford, president of the Troops and Tusk Hog Tournament. My vice president, Mr. White Bean here. We got the Weeks brothers. We're down in Delcombe, Louisiana. About to go into the Delcombe Canal on some airboats with the dogs. We're gonna head down south from here and do a little slogging, slaughtering some hogs. So we look forward to it. They're gonna have a great time, and just appreciate y'all coming out this morning.
No doubt. We're excited.
Yes, sir.
Anybody that's ever been to Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night knows the excitement there. But I tell you what, it was well matched by the excitement we saw with a couple of guys going on a wild hog hunt.
I had always heard about hog hunting. Some of my friends back home have killed some pretty big hogs, but I didn't really know much about it. It was my first time ever going, so I didn't really know what to expect going into it.
I've been with my cousin, but we just kind of walked along the riverbank and shot them. And then I've also been on one hunt where we took the dogs. But in the airboat, I mean, I had no idea what to expect.
Wild hog hunting from an airboat is quite different than any other kind of hunting. For long periods of time, you might just be cruising across the marsh, and you never know when one of these big, brutal hogs is going to pop up, the dogs light up, and the chase is on.
You're on the airboat, you'll see the hogs, so you're just kind of riding around. You don't know really where they are until they just pop up. So it's kind of like you got to react like that.
And that was the coolest thing ever, because you're up there riding just around trying to look for them. I thought I was a good shot, and then I get out there and I'm bouncing on the airboat while the hog's running. I miss every shot. So I was a little disappointed with my accuracy, but I also haven't shot a gun in so while because we just got off of a season. I haven't shot my gun probably since last summer.
Came up on the pigs, we were bouncing a little bit, missed the first few shots, and then we smoked them.
I don't know, there ain't no live.
Put one right through his heart, this last pig.
Collaborated with hand harvesters, one of our local teams for the hog tournament. They did a great job getting us on the hogs with the airboats, starting out first thing in the morning. The boys got to kill a few, and then we let the dogs loose. And since then, it has been hogomania going on. Every 5-10 minutes we hear a shot going on.
I wasn't used to the marsh. I mean, I had mud up to my waist. Out there is hog paradise. If I was a hog, I'd live here.
I can definitely say that experience is something that everybody should do. It is a rush like none other.
Hog hunting down in Delcom. This is Tigers in the Wild.
In Louisiana, food brings everyone together. These are the flavors that make friends out of total strangers. The flavors that remind you of home. It's the meals you crave, that take time, that show love. Because in Louisiana, we cook. And we know that when we come together to cook and eat, life gets better. So pull up a chair, leave room for seconds, and pass a good time. Because life needs Louisiana flavor, baby.
Hi, I'm Olivia Grace George, Miss Louisiana 2024. Did you know that Louisiana is one of the world's leading producers of propane gas? Of course, it's used for cooking, cleaning clothes, and heating homes, but it's always been used on farms and businesses across our state, as well as school buses and light-duty trucks. As America looks to cleaner, greener alternative fuels for our future, Louisiana's propane dealers stand ready to meet the need. For more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Continuing this week's episode, we're down in Erath with West and Whit Weeks, Georgia boys turned LSU Tigers. These guys are no strangers to the outdoors, but airboats in Louisiana marsh provide a new way to experience a wild hog hunt. And with a football background, chasing down a wild hog brings some similarities to chasing down a quarterback from an opposing sideline.
I mean, it's really light because, I mean, you're on the airboat, you don't know really where they are until they just pop up. So it's kind of like you got to react like that. So it's kind of the same thing.
Having made the outdoors my career and also my hobby, I know how much time it takes to put into it. It's very hard to imagine the time that you have to balance when you're an athlete, whether it's collegiate or professional, to continue to participate in the great outdoors.
It's crazy with how much time it consumes, but I mean, you get free time here and there, so you can always squeeze something in if it's on the weekends, bye week, anytime like that. I just love to get out and go do whatever I can, whenever I can.
And for West and Whit Weeks, there will be many more outdoor adventures in their future.
I mean, I think there's a lot of correlation. I mean, you can learn, the game of football has taught me so many life lessons, and you can say the same thing about hunting. I mean, you got to be patient. I'd say even on our hog hunt, the first hour and a half, we probably saw 3 hogs maybe, and I know we ended up getting like 35 or something like that. So
not having to travel 2 different places every weekend, and then seeing, you know, especially for my parents, my dad and mom, seeing both their boys play together at the college levels, probably more special than we can even know. And I mean, we love being around each other, we live together, we really do everything together. So playing college football with him, I mean, I never thought I would, so I wouldn't say it was a dream of mine, but now that it's come true, I couldn't be more grateful.
Thanks to the troops and Tufts volunteers who made this trip possible, and to the Weeks brothers, who are now honorary Cajuns in our book.
Oh, you got to come try. I mean, it's I would say one of the most fun things you can do out here down in the bayou.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Like you said, I'm from the high ground. I've never seen anything like this where you take one wrong step and you're up to your waist in mud.
Coming up next, Chef Philippe Parola joins us for a demonstration in dressing and cooking the invasive wild hog.
The rest of it, Mother Nature can take care of it. You don't have to carry the whole thing.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a non-profit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.
In Louisiana, food brings everyone together. These are the flavors that make friends out of total strangers. The flavors that remind you of home. It's the meals you crave, that take time, that show love. Because in Louisiana, we cook. And we know that when we come together to cook and eat, life gets better. So pull up a chair, leave room for seconds, and pass a good time. Because life needs Louisiana flavor, baby.
Delta Marina is Plaquemines Parish fishing one-stop. Get live bait, fuel, ice, tackle, and marine supplies. Then launch into the world's most productive saltwater fishing. Return to the fishing cleaning station, relax in first-class cabins overlooking the bayou, all in Delta Marina's safety video-monitored parking lot. Need a fishing charter guide? Delta Marina can hook you up. Cook your catch in your kitchenette or dine in the upstairs restaurant. Visit Delta Marina for a day or a week. Stop in just off Highway 11 down Rosemarie Drive in Empire. Visit thedeltamarina.com.
We're here with Chef Philippe Parole, and we asked him to come by here to show us a quick method to deal with a hog. Chef, you know, here I am out on maybe a public area. I'm miles from access to get out. There's no easy way out. I've killed a hog. We've gutted this one, which it doesn't need to be gutted, correct?
Correct.
So,
correct.
All right, my hog is down in the woods.
Yes.
What do I do from here?
Yes, so what you need is a little hunting pocket knife, sharp, all right? And what I'm going to show you is how to cut up the hind saddle, the back leg, nicely, and then the back strap. So let's start with the back leg first, all right? So we're going to follow up to the joint. And the beauty about this, as I said, you don't need to be gutted. You can do it without touching the gut, okay? This one there. There you go. So when I said less than a minute, you got it right here.
All right.
All right. So now we're going to do the same thing. And normally you see, you don't touch the gut. This will be a very clean process.
In just a few short minutes, Chef Philippe sliced and carved his way through this wild hog. Now, what are you going for here?
The back strap, which is really the main muscle that you want.
This is a procedure that can easily be done as quick field dressing without having to fully gut the animal. And in less than 5 minutes, we've carved all of the usable meat out of this wild hog.
So, one, see how beautiful that is? And two, put your Ziploc bag in here.
Okay.
Keep the clean meat. There you go.
Another one.
Don't forget your knife, you know, back from the wood.
So if I've got a backpack,
there you go.
It goes in my backpack.
That's it.
All right, from the woods to the kitchen. Come on with us. Let's go. And to the final phase with a few quick cuts, removing some fresh meat from the skin and bone.
So you can see how beautiful the meat is right here.
Chef Philippe is joined by LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson. And on the menu today is wild hog grillades, coming together with a quick cornbread dressing highlighted by fresh crawfish, courtesy of Crawfish Haven, Mrs. Rose's Bed and Breakfast.
We're actually going to turn this down and let the squash and the zucchini and the breadcrumb kind of warm the crawfish tails as we slow this dish down a little bit and we move back to the pork.
What we're going to do from now on is we're going to put some medallion that we call grillade, you see? And that's what we're going to cook today.
You know what's interesting about the color of this pork is it's really red, and really high-end pork goes red, right? Like there's a lot of myoglobin in there, and
I mean, this is
the color of this is beautiful,
it's
right?
Absolutely beautiful, especially when it was not bleeded. And out of all this here, you can do so many things. You can grind it and make sausages with seasoning, whatever you want. This is protein. This is beautiful meat.
With the meat prepped, it's a quick egg wash and breadcrumb coating, then on to the skillet.
It's important to cook them all the way through. Okay, so it takes pretty much 2 to 3 minutes at a time, and you will have cook it through. It gets to the 180 degrees to be safe. You do not want to eat BOAR medium rare or medium. Make sure it's cooked all the way and you have no problem all the way. Man, it's a good tasting meat. I'm gonna put it up in a plate and do a little compacting. See how beautiful that is, right? So for one good plate like that, there you go. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put 2 medallions, and go ahead, you put them up. So you have to have a little bit of a, you see, build up on the dish. Put your crawfish.
Make sure you get some of that butter sauce on there.
Yeah.
Let them fall naturally on the plate.
Yeah, make sure it's beautiful now. So you know that crawfish actually, they are invasive in some states up north, believe it or not. And what I would like to say to both folks, ship it us, bring the crawfish down here. We know what to do with it.
Well, I mean, if you don't know what a wild boar is, they make a mess of the environment, of the wildlife. I mean, they cost wildlife and refuge, millions of dollars, and local farmers, millions of dollars a year in damages that they do to their property, to lost
75 million to be correct.
That's a
in
big
Louisiana alone. It's incredible.
So not only are you eating something tasty and healthy for you, you're also doing something that's good for the environment, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So you eat the problem, literally.
That's it.
And preserve the natural wildlife, natural habitat for future generations. The ecosystem in a whole, literally. That's what it's representing. In one plate, you're saving that,
Well,
right?
I think anything from Louisiana just tastes better, right?
And here, voila. You got the wild boar à la Louisiane.
Cooking and celebrating the hunting experience is what bonds us as Louisiana outdoorsmen, and sharing these traditions with the next generation for a culinary lesson turned impromptu Cajun music performance.
Ça fait du mal passer, moi je suis plus tombé. Tu m'as quitté mignon, toi t'es trop canard.
We believe this is what's referred to as bringing home the bacon.
You really have a high-quality lean protein here that can lend itself to many dishes. You can grind it, put it into boudin, for instance. You can put it in a crock pot and slow cook it and just leave it and set it.
Now, that's a good idea.
And just another day in the adventure, sportsmanship, and heritage of Bayou Wild.